Everybody. I don't see a lot of people talking about this, so let me get right in. I really feel like Walmart Spark actually sends drivers some of their problematic addresses. So basically, I just went to this apartment complex, and up on the wall it says let's say 215 up to 219 in the numbers. So I walk up the stairs, and the room that I have to go to is 218, and I don't see 218 nowhere. So I said, well, maybe they continue the numbers up on the third floor. Just, I don't know. It doesn't make sense because, it'd be threes up there. But anyway, so you go up there, and sure enough, it's the 300s. But the 218 was located on the far side of the building. And I'm like, there's no rhyme or reason why, this building is set up like that. But I always feel like a lot of times on Walmart Spark, you see that payout and you're like, oh, $20, whatever. But sometimes those higher payouts end up costing you a lot of time, and time is money. Also, be very careful, when people see also high payouts. You can see I don't know. I've seen people online, their orders are way higher than what I see in my area. But anyway, so let's say if I see a $50 order and I'm like, bam, let me go ahead and click that. But then you realize the number of stops that you have to make, and if they're really spread out, that is not worth it. That is not worth your time. The only way is to take advantage of this. Okay, you get that big payout, but if you're multi-apping, but then again, what that does is that sets back your delivery time. So every time when I've tried to multi-app with these spread out deliveries and stuff, I end up going way late into the night. And to tell you the truth, I do not like dealing with a lot of my customers at night, because here's the problem, folks, is that so many, and I wish, can we get a news story? Can we get something? But can we please address all these people now in living in the U.S. or wherever, that their address is not properly displayed? I mean, it's just so many times where I go at night and I cannot see anybody's address, and I'm shining flashlights and probably annoying people, but I'm just like, I cannot see where the hell I am going. And it happens, it just happens frequently to me. And I'm always just like highly annoyed by the whole interaction. And people, customers, us drivers just want to get you your food and stuff in a timely manner. Also, on Walmart Spark, when I'm trying to contact a customer, the disconnected phones and all this different stuff, and I'm just like, could we please at least put a valid phone number onto the deliveries? Because all we're doing is calling to confirm something. Hey, milk spilled. I'm going back to the store to get you a brand new milk or something. Your dog food bag ripped open or whatever. But I'm going to go back and do something. And a lot of times, look, I don't mind. Accommodating my customers and different stuff like that. And I understand everybody can't tip, and I'm not expecting a tip, but when people go above and beyond, I think they do deserve some kind of compensation, even if it's not through the customer. I mean, these drivers, all drivers on these platforms should be receiving some other type of incentive other than just the pay. There's got to be more stuff added to it, and I don't know, you can't get people to stick together for a long time and go on strike and be like, man, we're not going to do jack until some of these issues are fixed, because everybody just needs money. They're willing to tolerate any kind of nonsense just because they need money. So and I'm in that boat too, to a certain extent. But anyway, folks, let me scroll through my my payouts, and you can see a lot of those payouts have not really been super huge, because I have not been solely focusing on Walmart Spark. Walmart Spark for a while was a really lucrative for me, and I was making pretty decent money. But now sometimes I'm just like, man, is it worth it? And all these platforms have went through that phase. I see, initially when I got on DoorDash was my big money maker. Now Uber, to me, Uber is very consistent. And Uber, the areas that I go to, and a lot of stuff, I feel like, even though sometimes the pay is not there, but I'm just like, I'm in a comfortable environment where I'm not doing a lot of running around. But let me add this about Uber, what's been going on a lot lately in my area, is that the restaurants are poorly staffed, and they have really been inundated with delivery drivers. And I try not to be rude and all this different stuff, but last night I went in, and it was at Wingstop, and I told the staff, who I was there for, and this is all I need. All I need you to tell me is if you see the order, or if you don't see the order, you can give me, and go over. Say, hey, it's going to be about 15 minutes, and then I make that determination right there on what I should do. If I call customer support and say, and a lot of people, you guys got to be doing this. People, do not just cancel order and walk off away from that order. Make sure you're getting compensated. Talk to support, tell them your scenario, and move on. But a lot of times, folks, also too, as drivers, get these bogus orders removed from the queue. Call customer support and take your time and have it removed. All it's doing is flooding the system with these bogus orders that, another driver already picked up, and then another driver shows up at the restaurant asking the same questions. Hey, you got an order for Tim? Nah, you're the third, or you're the 10th driver that's came to pick up this order. Folks, I feel like, everyone, I see drivers, you're so much in a rush, and you're mad, and you're all this different stuff, but let me tell you, that saves us all. If every driver would tackle, like at least try to tackle some of these issues and show some accountability, it makes it better for everybody. Because, folks, there is so much stuff that goes wrong on these deliveries. I haven't done a good job of documenting these things. And it would be good, because if the companies take note and drivers take note, it just makes it a better experience for the customer and everybody else. But there's times this happens to me on Walmart Spark too. Is even like today. I had an order earlier I picked up, and it's freaking Labor Day, and it's to a business, and I'm like, the business is closed, and I had to call customer support and say, hey, please remove me from this order. The business isn't to close today on Labor Day, and a lot of times, even like business hours for companies, a lot of times if you have a wide, you got you're doing a mass delivery, you got about 10 orders, it could be $50 or higher, or 30 or whatever, and you went out there and did it, but then all of a sudden you find out you get inundated with these businesses that are closed. And I have done above and beyond by contacting, if someone picks the phone, I contact them and say, hey, I got here beyond working hours. And customers have gotten kind of nasty with me, and I told Walmart, and I'm like, I understand, but Walmart is this big company. They're not, communicating with all these drivers and stuff. They should be, but I'm just letting you know, ma'am, that your stuff will be returned, or ma'am or sir, your stuff will be returned to the store, and another driver during that time period is going to have to deliver it to you. And I try not to get into a big argument, but I do get, like, I can feel myself kind of getting an attitude, because I'm caught between this freaking mess where I'm just like, this shouldn't be freaking happening. But also is, I don't, like, a lot of times, like, I know COVID's got everybody freaking scared, but when you have frozen items and meats and all this different stuff, I'm just trying to ensure that you get your thing. All these messages on the door, do not ring the doorbell, do you wake the dogs, wake the baby and stuff. Okay, how many customers out there have just not been notified that their stuff is on the porch? Because drivers are getting tired of all this, and I've heard it from Amazon drivers too. It's just like, don't ring my doorbell. And if you ring my doorbell, and it's just like, man, we're trying to make sure you got this $1,000 TV in your house. We're trying to make sure your Xbox, this brand new Xbox is in there. Look, and all you stupid ass drivers out here stealing and eating people's food and all that stuff, man, you're messing up the bag. This is an easy food delivery, merchandise delivery. This is an easy gig, folks. It provides you with the flexibility to do a lot of stuff that you want to do during the day. As a delivery driver on these multiple platforms, folks, I take time out of my day to still do the things that I need to do. When you're at work, can't do that. And also too is like a regular job. I mean, delivery driving has really spoiled me in a way and kind of made me where I do not want to work for any companies, because here's the thing, folks. This is money driven. Like, if I feel, if I, and I have to work a lot, folks, because I'm not debt free, but let's say if I was debt free and I was very frugal about my spending, okay, I don't have to commit to an 8-hour day, folks. If the majority of my bills was paid off, I could choose to work for maybe $80 a day and take it to the house and be done. If I had, my stuff, if I was making good investments, if I was doing all kinds of stuff. And this is driving me, folks. Like, I was watching a couple videos earlier today about people being frugal. And sometimes when you look at people being frugal, you're like, that's crazy. But when you find yourself out here stuck in the grind, constantly making money and money leaving, you're just like, hey, maybe I need to rethink my goals in life and be more frugal. Because what is important, here's what's more important than me being behind the wheel 24/7 all day. What's really important is the interaction with the people that I want to interact with. I thought about that yesterday when I was driving. I was just like, man, so much of my time is spent in the daily grind. I would rather spend my time doing and being with people. Money is not everything, folks. Material stuff is not everything. I even today when I passed a homeless guy, it pissed me off. But this is the thing though. So I don't like disregarding the homeless people. But when I drive by a homeless person, I think to myself, man, in the back of my mind, I'm like, I'm not that far from you. Like, if I make too many mistakes, I could be out here on the street. I'm not using drugs or anything like that, but financially, I'm just like, man, if I don't do the right things in the next couple of years, I can find myself in that situation. But here's the thing, folks. So we got all these rappers, basketball players, we got all kinds of people, that make a grip of money, and then you feel pressured to donate. I would love to see somebody that's got more money and resources than me pull up and donate money to a homeless person or someone that's hard on the luck. But the thing though is that all of us never know, like, if our money or whatever is going to make these people's lives better for them. We just feel like, you kind of get that feeling, you're like, I'm not going to donate to that guy because he's probably going to go smoke it away, or I don't know what he's done in his past. So you get really judgmental. But folks, with this, the gig delivery stuff though, what I like about it, folks, is it provides people with an honest way to get out here and make money. And like I said, the way, I don't know, I see a lot of stuff happening that sometimes I'm like, you're messing this up. People are messing up these good opportunities for people to make money and get out of holes and get out of debt and all this different stuff. But it's just crazy. But comment in the comment section. I'm going to try to go more in depth in some videos maybe later, but it just depends on how busy I am, because sometimes I see a higher priority of doing other things than me getting on here ranting and raving about delivery business. But peace out.